The next step in our paddle is to finish up the two ends, which are often the most challenging parts. We've got the point on the front of the paddle to finish up, and then the handle, which is a little bit of a challenge. So we can do some of the shaping on the handle after we get it off the table just by sanding, but we're gonna try to shape this to have a little bit of a round grip as we go. So I'm gonna start by deleting the surface. I'm gonna split this up using the explode command, and I'm gonna create two rails so I can use a two rail sweep along the side here. I'm gonna join those back together, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my sweep to command to bring this surface along the back edge of my handle. So I'll select my two rails, I'll select my cross section curve, and I'm going to taper it down a little bit here at the back, and I'll go ahead and create that surface. And now I've got a surface to work with as I begin shaping. The problem is that I don't like having this squared off end. So I'm going to move over to a two-dimensional perspective viewport, and I'm going to try to shape that and give it a little roundedness. Something that my hand would want to actually grip as I'm holding this paddle. So get yourself oriented in the right view, come to the back where your handle is, and I'm going to use this handle curve right here just to give myself a start on what I think the shape might look like. It gives you a nice flexible way of kind of shaping a little bit of an arc that's consistent. So I'm going to use that, create this shape, and I'm just going to manipulate that a little bit. And the problem here is that I'm going to end up with this sharp transition at the top. And I don't really like that sharp transition, so I'm going to use this shape as a basis and then grab my interpolate points curve to be able to round this thing off and give this a little subtleness as it makes it transition right there at that top. So I'm going to turn on my snap so I can use the near snap and just follow this line along as I go. And then as I get to the top here, I'm going to turn it back off so that I can shape this without grabbing any other geometry and messing up what I want to do here. So I'm going to turn that off, and I'm just going to try to round this over, and realize I don't like this point. I'm going to undo that real quick and just reshape that. And I think this will do. It'll give me a nice round shape as I come into the transition in the handle there. So I'll get rid of that one. I'm going to use what is called the smooth command just to smooth out the shape a little bit. I'm going to bump up the smoothness factor, and it's going to just kind of give me a nice transition on that shape. Now I've got that shape. The general idea here is I'm going to extrude that using this dot on this blue arrow of Gumball. I'll just make that into a surface. I'm going to adjust that a little bit because this is going to be a cutting object for me now, and I'm going to end up coming in here and doing some trim, which gets a little complicated with all these surfaces that are going in all kinds of different directions. So we'll speed this up and you can watch how I go about that. It's a matter of just selecting everything and beginning to click on things that you want to go away, and the end result being a handle that's got some smooth transition as it goes. Once we've got these surfaces all like we like them along the back handle, I'm going to begin to start doing the join process on the paddle. So I'm going to select all of these up to probably the last surface before the tip. And I'm just going to use the join command and join those into one large poly surface. At this point, I'm ready to take on the tip of the paddle. I've got the back all joined together. I like the shape of my handle. Realizing I'm going to do a little bit of joining or sanding back there. I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to use a point on the very tip of the shape here. So I'm going to place a point there. And I'm going to use that point to split this so that I can do a sweep 2, and I'll do a sweep 2 to a point here. So I'm going to split this guy using this point, and now I've got 2 rails that I can use a sweep 2 command on. So I'm going to do the sweep 2 command, select my rails, rail here, a rail there. I'm going to select the point option. I'm going to pick a point, and then I'm going to pick my cross section curve. I'm going to sweep that out to a point, and I'll get a nice looking finish to the front of the paddle there as well. So I'll just add those 2 and I'll join them, and we have now completed the top surface of our paddle.